the garden in the sky. Again, you have to, if you're a new gardener, take it as if you are building a relationship with nature because you actually are. Join me and discover what it means to heal your home. When you take care of your space, you take care of yourself. I love to clean and curate my environments in loving adoration, even for my future self. Mindful interior design that supports your life. So, as an interior designer, I have to be an interior design nerd and go in with you on the elements and principles of design that I incorporated into my space. Get inspired and heal your home and your life. And because our spirit lives in our body, which lives in our house, we're also going to talk about personal healing and transformation. There's even something for the kids. Color therapy, empowering home decor, and so much more. So get ready, because the mothership is about to take off. Welcome back to my creative cocina. Bendiciones! Blessings to all who enter here. Welcome to our show, Healing Through the Home. This entire show was created to light up your life, and I can't wait for you to experience it. I'm Rebecca Gitana, and I'm a transformational guide, home healer, interior designer, and so many other things. Basically, I create safe spaces for healing and transformation. And today, we are going to explore the fundamentals of what it means to heal our homes. In future shows, I'll be visiting you in your casitas, getting rid of clutter, aligning your home with your desires, and so much more. But for now, you get to visit me here at my mothership, the sacred place I call home. Now, this is not MTV Cribs, so everything that I'm going to show you is absolutely within reach. My mothership is just a great example of what a healing and supportive home looks and feels like. And before we begin, I just want to send up prayers for anyone who is going through it at this time. You are not alone. Come on, let's take a spin around the mothership and I'll show you some important healing through the home fundamentals that you can incorporate into your space. Let's get into it. Feel free to utilize your home's layout in a way that works exactly for you and your personal needs. Now, the mothership is a 1-bedroom New York City apartment that I use in a very unique way. On one side, I've turned what's supposed to be the living room into my bedroom suite. I personally love to luxuriate, even when I'm creating, even when I'm masterminding. I love feeling like I'm at a resort, and I even love entertaining in this manner, so this setup works great for me. I have a suite seating area, and my favorite corner in the house is absolutely the courtyard. This area is a little bit indoor-outdoor, and I love to work from there, adorn myself from there, look at nature from there. It's spectacular. Create smaller spaces within a larger space to support different activities and even provide a sense of privacy to others. During quarantine, I used to settle into so many of the different nooks within my tiny space that it really made me understand how vital these little nooks are. Storage furniture is an absolute must, and it's amazing to keep things on hand but out of sight. I've got storage ottomans. I even have a storage mirror, a chaise lounge, and extra wardrobes to tuck things away. Not having places to tuck things away and to organize ourselves is the biggest reason why our homes can feel chaotic and not well designed. Check out my nightstands. Peep how I painted them the same color as the wall. This keeps that wall looking really seamless, really neat and clean. I love how this color just kind of creates an amazing backdrop with my bed. I love how it just hugs me while I sleep. This color is so revitalizing and empowering and super grounding. Another way to play with paint is by changing up the color of the paint you're using. This allows you to play with other colorways and also helps the space to remain open. And then on the other side is my room for transformation, my work studio, my yoga space, my art place. It's kind of like a little sala, like a little living room. And if that wasn't enough, it also turns into a guest bedroom. And I love that when I'm done in there, I can just shut the door and separate my workspace from my personal space. With so many of us working from home, it's really important to create boundaries between our two worlds. You know, find a way to shut it down. Remember when I said this wasn't cribs? This is a prime example. We are in a New York City bathroom that doesn't have a window, that is here and here, here and here. I wish I had like a bigger shower or a bigger tub, blah, blah, blah. But I've made my bathtub feel a lot bigger by switching out my shower curtain for a clear shower curtain and then getting it extra long so I can bring that curtain all the way up to the ceiling. Ever since I've done this, it just has changed my entire showering experience. While I'm in there, I can look out, I see the colored lights happening, I see the salt lamp, I see candles burning, and it makes me feel like really luxurious, really, really luxurious. I love that. Instead of looking ahead for what you want or maybe even what you don't have, appreciate the spaces you have now and design them to feel open and clean. And this goes for every single room. If you've been with me for a while, you know the creative cocina. This is where we get down with that healthy goodness. A lot happens here in this kitchen. This really is the heart of the home. The vibe of this kitchen is tropical realness. I love feeling like I'm in Puerto Rico in this kitchen. Oye! I want some pan. Oh yes, bring me some of that calabaza. I want two. You know, very that. Designing your home to feel like your favorite place is just everything nurturing and fun. Now there's so much I could show you in this kitchen, but guess what? I'm gonna save all of these fine details for the actual home tour that's gonna be live on our YouTube channel. You should definitely go there, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to be alerted as to when those episodes drop. I gotta leave you a little hanging. My home is such a sacred space for me because it is where I can forget about the worries of the world. When I was a little girl, there were moments in my home life where things were very tense and didn't feel so safe. And I remember being a little girl and saying to myself, when I grow up, I'm gonna make sure that my home is a really safe space, that no matter what's happening in the world, when I'm home, it will never affect me. And I actually did create that for myself. And yeah, little girl me feels really, really good about that. It's very important for us to acknowledge that healing our homes and healing ourselves is extremely vital, especially for multicultural homes and homes of color. Many of us have had experiences of not feeling safe in our communities, not feeling safe in the places that we dwell, and even dealing with internal turmoil and abuse and challenges. This is why curating an environment that is loving to us, this is why reframing behaviors and even traditions and old ways of being is so important. We have the power within ourselves to curate our inner worlds, and that begins with ourselves and our homes. I send love to everyone out there who is currently not feeling safe in their home or who is coming from a place of not feeling safe. I've been there, I feel you, and I send you love. As an interior designer, I have to be an interior design nerd and go in with you on the elements and principles of design that I incorporated into my space. One of the main principles that I incorporated into my space is the use of visual balance. Visual balance, like in my bedroom where I have my bed in the center and I have 2 nightstands on either side, or even in the temple room as I created balance on that beautiful altar wall. Creating balance within a space is very grounding to the environment, it's very soothing, and that's what we need. The other principle of design that I often use in my space is the use of contrast, like my bright white bed against that rich green wall, or the black and white of the zebra print. It creates such a visual interest and is very eye activating. The other principle of design that I love to use is emphasis and focus. I love to create moments where your eye just goes directly into that space and then kind of trickles all around and is taken on a journey. And the last principle of design that I'm always incorporating is harmony. Yes, harmony is a principle of interior design. Using elements that complement one another and create this beautiful song is exactly what you want to do. Now let's get into some elements of design that I love to use. The first is being texture. Texture makes everything cozy. Texture brings a richness. I love to incorporate texture through the types of pillows that I bring into the space, through the plants, through the natural fibers like rattan and woods, or the rugs that I use on the floor. Texture is such a delicious element of design. Now, one of my top elements of design that I love to incorporate is color, color, color. I am not afraid of color, and color is what surrounds me all the time. Color is so powerful because color is used for color therapy. I love incorporating color therapy intentions into the spaces that I design. Color helps us to activate certain parts of our energetic being. Color helps to invigorate us. It helps to calm us. And it's one of the greatest medicines that we can use in our spaces. The other element of design that I am wild about is lighting. Lighting is everything. You could have your bed on the floor and 2-3 plants and an area rug, but if your lighting is popping, your space is gonna look lit. For real. I love to incorporate color changing light bulbs or beautiful little salt lamps or night lights, little just glows in rooms. You just walk by and you peek in and you're like, ooh, I can feel what's going on in there. Lighting can make you feel more sexy. Lighting can help you to really get it together. Lighting is everything, and if you have natural light, really amplify the natural light in your space by opening up those curtains, by incorporating lots of mirrors that bounces light, and work with the light you've got. And the last element of design that I love to incorporate is pattern. Now, some people may say, oh my God, pattern makes me dizzy. That's okay. You can incorporate pattern that is more monochromatic. We can see that in some of my planters, or achromatic patterns like on my bed sheets where it's all white, but the fabric is folded and sewn in a way where you can see a pattern there. Pattern just creates delicious visual interest and depth in your design. Now let's get into home accessories, shall we? All of the accessories here at the Mothership have great meaning, whether it's art from the island that was created by actual artisans, or pieces that I've made, or elements of nature. I love to decorate with elements of nature. It's a way to bring those sacred places into your home space. Now, if you're gonna bring an element of nature into your home space, before you take it from that space, ask those stones, ask that plant, hey, do you wanna come and be with me? Do you wanna be my companion? Can I receive you? That's very important, is to ask, I think, for consent. I love to decorate with my own jewelry. I love to decorate with the things that I use every single day. Surround yourself with beautiful things. Not expensive things, but beautiful things. I said we would talk about color therapy, but if you already know the power of a bemba colorá, I don't even really have to explain. Color therapy is an alternative medicine with evidence of its use dating back to ancient civilizations. Wow. Color therapy is the practice of utilizing the visual light spectrum, the color we can actually see, and the magic of light to bring upon healing. Now let's break it down. Light affects both the ethereal and the physical body, whereas color generates electrical impulses and magnetic currents that activate and balance the entire body system. I just love science, like where light, matter, energy all comes together. There's so much here, so much to discover. Now, design-wise, color therapy can be used to transform our spaces into healing tools that can actually help to harmonize the body temple. Wow. Now, there's so much to color therapy and so many ways that I create custom color palettes and all of that. But today we're going to get into a quick color therapy guide and in particular connect the colors to the chakras. Now, chakras are energy centers within our body that are connected to major systems of the body and major organs. Let's begin at the base of the spine, the root chakra. The color here is red. Red is all about courage, stability, fire, and desire. Use the color red to boost circulation, feelings of lethargy, and to activate your power and even your source of adrenaline. Use it in doses in small spaces or if you are healing from a bad temper. Sometimes we are working through that and it's okay. Let's move up to the sacral chakra located right above the root. This is where our reproductive organs are found, our center of creation. The color orange is associated with uplifting our mood, boosting creativity, and even the desire to be social. Orange empowers against depression, boosts sexual potency, and the immune system. It's great to use in common areas to encourage connectivity, but not great for the bedroom as it can actually irritate the sacral chakra, especially if used in large doses. Now let's move up to the solar plexus located in our bellies. The color here is yellow. Yellow is all about awakening inspiration and increasing a zest for life. It's a great color too if you want to boost your confidence. Yellow can help with nerve pain, digestive issues, and even melancholy. Yellow is great for work and study spaces or a place you start your day, like the kitchen. Moving up to our heart chakra, the color here is green. Green is the most healing color in the spectrum. It balances energies and even soothes emotions. Green is a wonderful color for healing from trauma and even other heart-related illnesses. It's also great for diseases of the immune system as well. Green is a great color if you're healing from trauma or if you have any other heart-related illnesses. Green is a good idea anywhere in the house. Moving up into the throat chakra, the color here is blue. Blue brings clarity to self and communication. It also brings vibrations of peace. Blue can help upper digestive issues, thyroid, and imbalances of the ears, nose, and throat. Blue is a relaxing and healing color and can be used in any room except where physical activity or play happens. And moving up to the brow chakra, the color here is indigo. Indigo is all about transformation, increasing the power of meditation, and it's also the color of compassion. Indigo helps with headaches and mental illness, stimulates the spleen and white blood cells for stronger immunity too. Indigo is great for bedrooms as it holds more sedative qualities. Great for meditation and prayer rooms as well. Moving up to the crown of the head, the colors here are violet and white. Now these are the colors of inner peace, the awakened spirit, and the connection to infinite consciousness. These colors can slow down an active heart, help in detoxification, and bring clarity to the mind. Add violet, white, or an iridescent hue to any room that needs to be connected to higher realms. And while there are many more colors in the spectrum, I do want to talk about earth tones, because earth tones are great for grounding. And this is, even the energy center below our feet. Earth tones connects us to nature. It helps to root our energy and nurture our own vibrations. Earth tones feed the nervous system, ground thoughts, and even help to process pain. Utilizing earth tones, metallic hues, and real earth materials is a must for every room in the house. Now, just to recap, color therapy can be used in interior design via paint colors, colored light bulbs, and even furniture and decor. Color therapy can also be taken into other aspects of our life, such as the clothing that we wear, the foods that we eat, and the crystals that we carry. I'm so sure you enjoyed this color therapy moment. It's so fascinating where science and the spirit life meets. I love it. Oye, my friend, we gotta talk about that thing messing with your peace. Yeah, clutter. See, the thing is, clutter blocks blessings. It's connected to over shopping, and we don't need any of that. Right now is a really great time for all of us to observe the physical things and the non-physical things that we're holding on to, and maybe even why. It's all about setting us up with the things that are actually going to support our lives. Making clear minds, clear homes. What kind of physical clutter is your home holding? And where can you see the connection between your clutter and the other parts of your life that also need healing? In our clutter hides a lot of self-avoidance and overall shame and even a sign of self-sabotage. Now, what kind of energetic clutter is your home holding? Trauma, death, illness, change in life or relationship, and even major up-leveling moments can leave a residue. Unseen clutter can include music, television, resentment, old ways of thinking, and anything that's clogging the physical body. Start with the garbage and the obvious. So much energy is to be lifted in just that. Begin where it's gross, and I'm not just talking about the physical grossness. Those places and spaces where we long have been avoiding, that's where we need to go. Also, when you're decluttering, it's okay to stop somewhere and to go somewhere else, but just make sure you're going somewhere. Stay in the motion of decluttering. You got to remember that this is a process, and if you've been a clutter bug for a long time, you're going to have to be really patient with yourself. If you want to learn more about decluttering your life, then sign up on healingthroughthehome.com, because I'm starting a whole new club beginning this fall, and you won't want to miss it. This is the part of the show where I remind all of us to get a big glass of water. Healing and transformation can really take a lot out of you, and so drinking extra water will leave you feeling super receptive and super clear. Thank you, Agüita, for being here. Today we're going to talk about the spiritual aspects of keeping a clean house. And this goes way beyond just getting a bucket with water and some fabuloso, okay? There's a lot of levels to this, and we're gonna get into it today. First things first, I want us to acknowledge that cleaning our home and maintaining a space that is not pristine, but just in harmony, it really is a big aspect of self-care. When you take care of your space, you take care of yourself. I love to clean and curate my environments in loving adoration, even for my future self. Cleaning is also a modality for self-empowerment. When you have ownership and understanding of your domain, where you dwell, you will automatically feel more empowered in the world. So cleaning your home, maintaining that deliciousness is very much part of keeping yourself empowered. I want us to all think about cleaning our homes not as a chore, but again, as all of these ways to self-care, to self-empower, and to give ourselves the good life. Cleanliness is one of the richest things that we can give ourselves, and soap and water and some intention, it's practically free. Speaking of water, water is the magic that we have to work with here on planet Earth. So using water in our space to purify, to wash, to mop, to scrub, it's infusing magic into your home space, and I want you to really think about water in that way. In fact, every time that I open the faucet and I'm going to be pouring water into a bucket or to clean, I actually thank the water for being here and for being part of this purification process. You know, the more that you create this relationship with the elements, the more, again, empowered and harmonious you're going to feel. The magic is real. Also, beyond cleaning, when we organize our space and we put things where they belong, we are not just putting our things in order, but we're actually putting our entire world into alignment. It's like a magical matrix of organization where we set an intention for where things should be and what we're going to use them for. It's really, really a powerful practice. When I'm cleaning, I love to do a bunch of things. I give thanks for my space. Every time I take clean clothes out of the washer, I'm like, wow, look at my beautiful garments, look at my things. And taking care of my riches, taking care of the things that I've been blessed with, the things that I've worked for, it only amplifies those blessings, and it's only a magnet for more. And let me tell you, whether you live in a studio, whether you're renting a room, or whether you live in a mansion, just be present with your space and create a relationship with your space. I love to talk to my home. If I'm going through it, I will ask my home to support me. I will remember all the times that my home held me and kept me safe. I will, talk to my home in terms of, what it is that I want to let into the space and what it is that I need to get out of my space. It's that real, it's that important. The other element that I love to use to purify and clean my space is smoke. Smoke is used in countless ceremonies for its purification and its ability to disperse energies that no longer belong in a space or around a person. Use sage, use all kinds of incense and resins to purify your environment. Get into all four corners. If there's a room in your home that has been suffering, whether a sick person was there, or there was a lot of arguments, tension, or fear, utilize smoke. The other element that you can use to purify and cleanse your space is air. Open your windows. Let the sun shine in. Let the breeze in. Even if it's a little cold outside, you can always crack open the window and allow that crisp energy to enter into your environment. It's so very powerful to engage in that element of air. If you really want to utilize the power of fresh air, then you need to get some plants into your life. Plants are proven to create a more crisp air quality, to decrease dust in your environment. So they actually help you to keep your home cleaner. Plants, they're your great ally when it comes to keeping your air on point. And the final element that I love to use to purify and cleanse my space is my intention. Your intentions are far more powerful than you understand. In fact, our intentions are always affecting how we flow in the world, whether we are intentional about it or we're just like letting things happen. So why not use the power of your thought and the power of your words to actually curate the purified, clarified, and loved up environments of your dreams. All right, now, this is that part of the show where I remind you to stretch your body. We forget to move our bodies. We can stay sitting for hours at a time. And this is just a reminder that you don't need a yoga mat or anything to stretch your body. When we stretch our body, we stretch our mind. And when we stretch our body, we also help our body to be activated to do those processes that are really healthy for us to keep our system in check. If you take a few minutes out of your day, a few times a day, it will really, really, really start to change things for you. Our next segment is all about gardening and getting in tune with nature. The first piece is in Spanish and is all about the power of creating an indoor garden. We're about to get real telemundo with it. Hoy vamos a descubrir el poder de crear un jardín interior. Les voy a mostrar cómo hacerlo también. Mantener plantas en su hogar es una de las mayores inversiones que puede hacer. Se ha demostrado que las plantas limpian el aire de su hogar, mejoran su estado de ánimo, ayudan a aumentar la productividad y mucho más. Cree un jardín donde recibe luz natural. Puede comenzar con algunas plantas y cultivarlas desde allí. Para crear un jardín dinámico, elija plantas de diferentes colores, alturas y formas. Agrúpalos en macetas que combinen con tu estilo y disfrútalas. Las plantas que son fáciles de cultivar incluyen la planta araña, el lirio de la paz, el aloe y la yuca. Incluya plantas que sean de su patria también. Esto le dará poder y consuelo. Siéntese en su jardín y respire profundamente. Di tus oraciones y suéltate en la naturaleza. Para obtener más información sobre cómo curar su hogar, visite RebeccaGitana.com. Oh yes, there are countless benefits and joys from keeping an indoor garden. And to add to the list of easy to care for plants, we have the snake plant, pothos, oregano brujo, the bamboo, the zizi, and the fiddle leaf. Besides the obvious places you can create a garden, windowsills, stoops, anywhere you get light can be a really special oasis for you to enjoy. Now, how to pick plants for your garden. Check out the tag of whatever plant you are drawn to and review its needs. Second, compare the needs of your plant with your conditions. Sun, watering, location of your plant. Third, be instinctive and have fun. See what is reaching out to you and what nature wants to show you. Hi! Welcome to the garden in the sky, our special oasis to be with nature, to hang out with the bees and the clouds and all of the elements. I'm so excited that you're here, and I'm really excited to teach you what I've learned about what it takes to keep a garden going and how to work with nature, and also how to create a space that's beautiful to look at. First things first, I know that you're gonna see lots of lush, fluffy greenery, and I don't want you to get intimidated, because trust me, a garden exists whether you have 1 plant or 50 plants. It doesn't even really matter. What matters is like your loving devotion to your nature. I want to share with you some of the easiest plants that you can take care of in your garden. Now for me, I have a balcony garden, which means I get a lot of sun here. So there's a few plants that really work for me and that I'm sure will work for you whether you're elevated or not. One particular plant is the begonia. These are really great because they're always blossoming If you look in here, you can see the new buds that want to come through. And so these are great options for new gardeners because there's always going to be new growth popping off. And if you bring them inside, they'll actually even survive, and you can bring them back out again in the springtime. Another really, really great plant that I love for summer that takes the heat really well is the portulaca. I believe it's in the succulent family, and it holds water really, really well. And what I love about the portulacas is that in the daytime, the flowers open and soak in the sun, and then right about now, there's only one still awake, but they close and they go to sleep when they are done for the day. So they are really, really amazing. This is a little boxwood, and this does well in the winter, so I can leave this out here in the winter time. This little leaf is a little expired down here, and like I'll just prune my plants. That's the other thing, pruning old leaves, you know, getting rid of the old to make room for the new. Pruning is the practice of removing anything that's dead or sick from a plant and allowing the plant to focus on new growth. So many times we'll give up on a plant because we see a few dead leaves and we think we're killing it, but really the plant is just letting us know that we actually made it to the next level of growth. And you know what? People are exactly the same. Don't be afraid to prune the things from your world that are expired, that had its time and place. The other thing that I want to share with you is when you're picking plants for your garden, you have to know that there's going to be a cycle that's going to happen. So in the springtime, there may be certain flowers that will really be doing it. And then by the big heat of the summer, they may not be your stars in the heat of summer. And then maybe they bounce back again in the fall. So just understand that there is a cycle to nature, and don't put so much pressure on yourself. Like, you have to let nature do its thing. Now, when it comes to arranging your garden, you want to pick plants that are going to give you variation. So I love choosing plants that have brightly colored leaves. Think about the different shapes of leaves. Some have more spiky leaves, some have more heart-shaped leaves. So bringing in that variation really makes your garden look dynamic and a little bit more wild. I love that wild feeling. And I'll even create that wild feeling when I plant like a grouping inside of a big pot. I'll choose all different types of plants and flowers. And the best part is, if something happens to not make it in that pot, you could always replace it with something new. So again, take it as if you are building a relationship with nature, because you actually are. And one last thing when it comes to creating a dynamic garden is you want to think about your arrangements of the plants. So I love to elevate some plants and tuck some under. It creates like this entire waterfall, if you will, of greenery, and allows everybody to shine and have their moment. Even whether I'm sitting here or on the other side of the garden, I love to feel like I'm in a field of greens. It's so nurturing, and we need nature. We have been so disconnected from nature for so long, especially those of us that live in the city. If you feel yourself out of whack, not empowered, tired, it's not probably because, it is because you are not connected with nature. And so whenever I'm feeling depressed, whenever I'm feeling unworthy, whenever I'm feeling tired, I just get my hands in the dirt and I repot a plant, or, you know, I bathe them and I talk to them, and it always makes me feel better. Every time I stare a flower in the face, I'm just like met with such a powerful reflection. It puts so much in perspective for me. It reminds me that nature is supreme above everything else. And it just brings so much clarity and peace to my life to hang out with the plants. I mean, you can just stare into nature. Wow. You know, this is what we drive far away for sometimes. Just feeling the plants. It's so nurturing. In time, you'll see that your green thumb will get greener. And in time, you will see that you will become more in tune with the cycles of nature. And just like that, something new grows. It's how our life is. Just when you think that you know what it is, something new grows. Yes, looking good, baby. Now it's time for outdoor design, and I love outdoor design. The garden in the sky is proof that even tiny spaces can feel really grand. How to do it? Create smaller moments like 2 different seating areas. By having one side be a table and a storage bench, I can do dinner and meals there. And then on the other side, I have a little lay low sofa for when I just want to lay low. And the turquoise area rug, it just gives me the illusion that I'm looking out into water, and it's so pleasing to the eye. And this is a great example of color therapy. And you can never go wrong with a storage bench. I mean, where are you gonna put all your dirt and your pots? I love to remix my riches, and in doing so, I keep furniture out of the landfill and money in my pocket to diversify into other areas of my life. Hello. So every now and again, I'll find something really cool on sale and switch it up. But for the most part, I just use things so they're done. And who here has noticed that the footage that we've been looking at the garden spans over several years? Just proof that the garden can be beautiful in different levels of lushness and different times of the year. Psst. Do you want to see what you look like when you keep yourself in situations that you've completely outgrown? Plants teach us all the lessons. I'm going to show you how to repot a plant. What do? It's crowded in the pot that it's in, so I'm going to show you exactly how. This is a bird of paradise plant, and you know, this is a tropical home, so we love tropical things. This is a really well-drained planter, has a hole at the bottom. We have some dirt that some of it is new out of the potting soil bag, and some of it is reused from other plants. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this dirt and I'm just gonna break it up in my hands. We're just gonna work it, and again, this just feels so good. You don't need gardening gloves, okay? It's so therapeutic. You can feel the cool earth, connect with all of that nature. And then what I'm going to do to revive this soil in particular is I'm going to take some of my crushed eggshells. This is something that as a brujita, I have many uses for this, but I also use it to nourish the earth around me. The eggshells provide nutrients. She's already so packed, she's not going to flourish in here. We'll put her on her side. We'll take some of this dirt out to create more space, and then we'll just let her know, Mama, we're gonna put you in a new home. You're gonna give thanks for where you've grown and where you come from, and then you just wiggle, 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 and she is out.
Wow.
She is out. She has birthed herself. So now we're gonna pick her up, and we're gonna make a little hole here, and if you need to dig more, you can sit her there and just kind of bring the soil from the bottom to the sides. And we're just going to top her off, and we'll go back into our magic bench. You will just fill that in. Doesn't that feel good, Mama? Yes, it does. Yes, it does. You can feel the energy from the plants and the earth. Like, this is not a game. Que linda. Then you just place her in your space and you enjoy. You know what else I do with my plants, especially because I don't use hair products, is if I have hair in my brush or like hair that's fallen out, I will also put that in the dirt, because the magnesium and all of that from your hair will also feed the plants. Creating that relationship, you know, they're feeding me, I'm feeding them, and we are part of each other. I am so excited to see all the indoor and outdoor gardens that sprout up around the world. Be sure to tag me at Healing Through the Home on Instagram. And if you need some help growing your green thumb, head on over to healingthroughthehome.com, because I'm starting a brand new garden club and you won't want to miss it. Hello, boys and girls of all ages. I'm happy that you're here in my safe space to let go of our worries and to learn a little bit about meditation. Have you guys ever heard that word meditation before? Maybe when you think about meditation, you think about sitting really still and closing your eyes and not moving. Okay, well, that's not what we're gonna do here. Meditation is a really great way to help us to ease our worries, right? Sometimes we feel worries in our belly. Maybe we have school worries, or maybe we have sadness about things happening in our life, or maybe even because of the world, right? The world can sometimes be a space and a place that makes us feel a little scared and concerned and like, what is happening? So meditation is a really powerful way to bring some of that happiness back into our body. Now, when you're meditating, you can sit down like I'm doing right here. You can lie down if you want to lie down, or you can even stand up. And when you're breathing, you just want to move your hands and be like a tree in the wind, whatever feels good for you, okay? But today we're just going to explore what it means to meditate. Are you ready? Okay, good. I'm going to show you some of the things that I like to meditate with that help me to kind of feel a little bit more like I'm doing a meditation. Sometimes people meditate with crystals. Have you ever seen crystals before? Crystals are really amazing pieces of Mother Earth. And each crystal has its own vibration. And if you think you've never seen a crystal before, if you've ever seen a TV or a computer or even a watch, they use crystals inside of those things to make them work. So it's very, very cool. This is technology that comes from Mother Nature. And when we meditate with crystals, it can really help us to feel really magical on the inside and to kind of tune in to who we are. But if you don't have a crystal, no worries. I also like to meditate with my favorite rocks. Maybe you have a favorite rock from when you've been on a trip or you went to the park. Rocks are really, really great because they are also Mother Nature's gifts to us, and they have that Mother Nature energy inside. And anytime that we are near nature, it helps us to feel so much better. So I love my rock friends, and if you don't have any rock friends, maybe on your next trip to the park or into nature somewhere, you will find your own very special rock friend. My third thing that I love to meditate with, especially when I can't go outside, right? A lot of us haven't been able to go outside, or maybe it gets cold where you live. So I love to meditate with a plant friend. And plants are really great to meditate with because they are nature and we can see how they're alive. And plants also let off oxygen, which we love to breathe, right? And then when we exhale, we let off carbon dioxide, which feeds the plants and helps the plants to grow. So that's a beautiful connection that we have there with Mother Earth. And also, sometimes when I meditate, I like to bring my favorite doll. Her name is Esperanza, which means hope. And I like to sit with her, and she's a great companion for when I'm meditating. All right, let's do it. First things first, let's get rid of all the energy that may be stuck inside, the energy that doesn't let us sit still, right? So let's shake it out, shake it out. Maybe you want to dance it out, whatever you want to do. Woo! Feel it, shake it. Maybe you want to jump up and down. Maybe you want to do jumping jacks. Maybe you want to roll on the floor, and just with your mind, make a decision that you're going to let go of all the extra energy that you don't need inside of your body. You're just gonna let it all go. Go, 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 go. That's good. A little more. Okay. Does that feel better? Sometimes we wonder why we have bubbling feelings in our tummy, or our head hurts, or we just have a weird feeling. And sometimes it's just because we need to shake it out. Maybe you grab your crystal, maybe you grab your plant, or maybe you grab your rock or your doll. Let's have a seat now, and I'm gonna take you on a little journey. Are you excited? Do you wanna go on an adventure with me? Let's do it. I think you're ready. I think you're ready because you're still here. Let's close our eyes. And I just want you to feel your body sitting down. Feel how heavy you are. Feel your bottom sitting down on the ground. And let's take some beautiful breaths. Let's breathe in through our nose, and then let's breathe out of our mouth. You're gonna make that exhale like, you know, after you take a shower or you're in the bathroom and you wanna fog the mirror, you're gonna do the same breath, okay? So in through your nose. That feels good, right? Every time you inhale, you're gonna inhale new oxygen into your body. And every time you exhale, we're gonna let go of any worry or any extra thoughts that don't feel so good. We're just gonna let them all go, okay? Let's do 5 beautiful breaths like that. Let's do it. In through your nose. That's 1. In through your nose. 2. In through your nose. That's 3. In through your nose. That's 4. And final breath, make it your best breath ever. In through your nose. That's 5. Now let's spread our wings. Do you know that when we make sounds, when we exhale out of our mouth, that it creates vibration in our body that helps us to get rid of like weird feelings that are stuck inside? Let's try that, okay? We're gonna take a nice beautiful breath in, and we're gonna take a really cool breath out. We're gonna let it all go. You can go as loud as you want. You can make any sound that you want. Just make sure that you are using your vibration, okay? Let's take a beautiful breath in. Did that make you giggle? Yeah, that's because you're feeling good. If you feel a little silly, you know you're doing it right, okay? Anytime that you feel worried or scared or any kind of those feelings that just don't make you feel so good, remember to breathe. Remember to breathe. Sometimes I take deep breaths when I'm on the train and I feel a little nervous or do something where I need to use my memory. And sometimes I take a breath when people get on my nerves and I want to yell at them or do something like, you know, I just take a deep breath and I remember who I am in those moments. And that's so powerful for us to remember, right? Let's do another meditation where we send ourselves some love. You ever been on the phone and you're talking to somebody and they say, I love you, and you say, I love you too? Well, we're going to do that only to ourselves now. We're going to tell ourselves how much we love ourselves, and we're going to give ourselves some love. Let's bring our hands to our heart, and I want you to say, I love you, and then your name, okay? So I'm going to say, I love you, BB. I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you. Okay, now you go. Say I love you and then say your name, and you can sing it, you can laugh it, however it feels good for you, okay? I'll wait.
Good. Very good. Doesn't that feel good? Now, let's give ourselves a hug. Have you ever given yourself a hug? I love to give myself a hug whenever I'm feeling a little alone or a little sad, or I need to, like, I don't know, feel safe, right? I like to give myself a hug, and this is how I do it. I just wrap my arms around myself. And I love to tell myself, I love you. It's gonna be okay. And sometimes I tell myself things that I love about myself or things that are beautiful. Like, Bibi, you have such a good heart. Bibi, you are going to be amazing. You're gonna do so good. Yes, I love to tell myself beautiful things. And you know what? Sometimes I even give myself a kiss. That feels good. Try it. Tell me it doesn't feel good to give yourself a kiss. And you will learn that as you grow, the best kind of love that you can ever get is the love that you make for yourself.
Let's exercise.
And I'm going to do a quick meditation with my plant. And I'm going to do it with my plant. I inspire you to grab something from nature, okay? Grab something from nature, because we're going to connect ourselves to nature right now, okay? I'm going to hold my plant and I'm going to look at it, and I'm going to see that I have nature in front of me, which is magic, right? If you're holding your rock, look at your rock. Look at the shape, look at the color. Think about where this rock came from. Oh, maybe you have a seashell. Do you have a seashell? Seashells are great too. You can look at the seashell and imagine where it came from. And you can think about the ocean or the woods. And you can send the earth love. And you can say, I see you, Earth. I see you, Mother Earth. I appreciate you, Mother Earth. Yes. It's so important that we remember the earth, because that's our mama. That's where we come from. Yes, it is. You know, even when you drink your water, you can look at the water and you can, with your mind's eye and your imagination, you can imagine the river or the waterfall or the rain that gave you that water. And you can send the water your love too. And the water and the nature will always send you love back. Those are the things that you can do to meditate and to heal yourself. I would love to know what things you've been trying at home, or what you learned here today, or what you like to do when you are, you know, dealing with life. And life isn't always so easy. But what is really easy is some of the things that we learned here today. So I'll see you soon.
If at this point you already out here, all bing do ding dong ding, bing do ding dong ding ding, bing do ding dong ding, bing do ding dong ding, then you gotta know that I appreciate you so much. So much love and tears and devotion and time was put into creating this medicine for all of us to enjoy. Thank you so much to my team, everyone who supported and believed in this medicine, in this mission. I appreciate you, and I couldn't have done it without you.